1340 WJOL presents A Rich Conversation with Rich Rennick. No politics, no controversy. Just the lively art of conversation about interesting people in our world. Here's Rich Rennick.
As our day continues, remember that no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Hi, hello, how are you? And welcome to A Rich Conversation. I'm Rich Rennick. No politics, no controversy, just the lively art of conversation. And today, I'm going to be talking with a performer who represents 25% of Celtic Thunder, 50% of the duo Byrne and Kelly, and 100% of Neil Byrne. Now, here are a few songs from his debut solo film project, Here Art Thou.
Come art thou, guiding light, ascend on thee with dawning bright. Out where the razors soar from the old hag's head on the cliffs of Moher. Roa-la-day, oh, Roa-la-day, Roa-la-day. Cast our fears, cast aside when we feel the pull from the rising tide. A tug of war, both earth and man, feel the might and fight to calm. Roa-la-day, oh, Roa-la-day, Roa-la-day, oh. Water is wide, I can't cross over. Neither have I wings to fly. Build me a boat that can carry two, and both your row, my love and I. My dear rose, love still grows for the king and queen of hearts. We were once known, my own trump card, through the wind and throw. My dear rose, lay me down, lay me down, baby, I'll be home again. Lay me down, lay me down, baby, I'll be home again. He'd come from miles and miles, over mountains he'd ride. No journey too long, just to be by her side. Their hands entwine as they walk on the shore. In that old tweed coat was more. Only love, only love, lonely love.
Just a few of the songs from the debut solo film project, Here Art Thou, from Neil Byrne, and the basis for his U.S. tour. It's his first as a solo artist. Neil, it's really great to have you back. Thanks very much for being here.
Well, hello, Rich. How are you?
I am doing pretty darn good for an old guy. Now, just to recap a little bit, Neil, your career with Celtic Thunder goes back quite a bit, doesn't it?
God, when I think about it now, it's frightening when I say it's over 15 years ago now. It's incredible. I became part of the Celtic Thunder show as the guitar player. So guitar player in the beginning, and I used to record a lot of the backing vocals and stuff like that. And then because the producer and the musical director kind of knew my voice then very well, luckily enough, they kind of liked something in the voice. So they asked me to sing a solo track on the next show, the second show called Heritage. And there was a funny, story about that. The song that they actually picked for me was a song that Phil Coulter wrote, and he wrote it for Liam Neeson and Natasha Richardson, God rest her, for their wedding. And it was an instrumental song, and then he put a lyric to it for me to sing it on the Celtic Thunder show. That was a song called Noreen. The following year, I became one of the principal singers in the show, and since then they just can't get rid of me. Yeah, it's incredible to say that was so long ago now,
And then as a result of being in Celtic Thunder with Byrne and Kelly, the two of you got together, branched out, and formed a duo, Byrne and Kelly.
Yeah, well, I mean, Byrne and Kelly, myself and Ryan are going 10 years now, and we've had a great time of it as well. We're doing, smaller gigs, smaller theatres, art centres, and we've had an amazing time over the last 10 years as a duo.
Working in your dad's band at a very young age, and then the experience of performing in Celtic Thunder and then Byrne and Kelly, that's paid off, hasn't it?
All that experience and songwriting has gone into the set list I have for my up-and-coming tour. So I'm really excited about it because I feel it's all kind of come together for me down into this gig that I'm playing by myself. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about it, It's just great, Rich. I don't think I would have had as much experience, going back a few years ago to put a show of my own together that I think I can do now, to entertain and put the right colours in it and know how to make a show travel the correct way.
Now, the project is called Here Art Thou, and you could look at and listen to 10 songs that are fantastically performed by Neil Byrne. Okay, let's listen now to a few more songs from the Here Art Thou debut solo film project that give you an idea of the texture and the pictures that these songs paint.
Bombarding all I do recall, the English would suppress our final frontier. Unto this cell I bid farewell. I wanna see no more, for it's many a weary hour I walk from window to the door. I wanna see no more. I wanna see no more. La 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 la. Water is wide, I can't cross over. Neither have our wings to fly. Build me a boat that can carry two, and both shall row, my love and I, and both shall row, my love and I. The days of a fighter had come and they're gone. From the title to the brawl, from the edge to the rise and fall, I would fight with every beat of my heart to take every blow I've been given, no matter how long it would take to tear me apart. Irish. They call me Irish. Fare thee well, sweet Anna Liffey. I can no longer stay and watch the new glass cages that spread up along the quay. My mind's too full of memories, too old to hear new chimes. I'm a part of what was Dublin in the rare old times. Ring a rosy, as the light declines, I remember Dublin City in the rare old times. I remember Dublin City in the rare old times. In the rare old time.
Wow. Now, these songs take us on a journey through Ireland's past, all the way through to today. Now, Neil, this is like asking which of your kids do you like the best, but of the 10 songs that are on the album Here Art Thou, which is the one you enjoy performing the most?
Oh, God, Rich, that's a great question. It really is. So many of those songs, you know, really, they all of them, they mean so much to me because they have a deep resonance with the backstories of them, you know. To even give you one of the songs is about 200 years of a tradition in my family of stone cutters. They cut granite stone out of the Wicklow Mountains. And when I did my ancestry, I found out that this tradition lived it was between 200 and 250 years. That's how far I could go back. It could possibly go back even further than that. I don't know, another 100 years. But I just found it amazing because I know the area very well up there in the Wicklow Mountains in Glencullen. So I wrote this song through the eyes of my ancestors that used to walk for centuries up those hills and up the Two Rock Mountain and cut the granite out of the ground that went as far as Newfoundland to build St. Patrick's Cathedral there, went all over Ireland, built all the walls, built Dublin City, you know, and across Europe. So, you know, I wrote a song, as I said, through the eyes of my ancestors, getting up every morning and cutting that granite for centuries. And I'm very lucky. I have a big set of chisels here at home. I have 11 chisels here that were handed down from generation to generation. And it's a magical thing for me. I wrote this song. I called it 200 Years. And it was just a lovely thing to be able to talk and speak of names of my family that haven't been spoke of for generations, maybe hundreds of years. And so that song is really close to my heart, and it's called 200 Years.
Oh, the morning light comes around real soon. With the rising sun over Ballybrook, I'll take the path as I do each morn. Under gentle pines, o'er the hills I roam. These western gales give these mountains chills. Can't feel my hands, yet feel the will. For I must go where the stone is pale, to the highest point unto Rock Hill. bells and echo through the vale. We worked the land, we were 200 years. These hills are covered with ling and firs. It's hot yellow bells, better known as gorse. My mind tarries, my eyes sail. O'er the clear blue waters, across these Leinster plains. Hammers ring like bells and echo through the vale. We worked the land, we were 200 years. 200 years. One day my boy will fill my shoes as I hand him down my father's tools. For he must go where the stone is pale, to the highest point unto Rock Hill. High on the hill, the hammers ring like bells and echo through the vale. We worked the lands, we were 200 years. The hammers ring like bells and echo through the vale. We worked the land, we were 200 years. 200 years. Oh, the moonlight comes around real soon, as the sun goes down over Ballybroom.
You're listening to A Rich Conversation. I'm Rich Rennick, and my special guest today is Irish singer, songwriter, musician Neil Byrne, and we're focusing on his debut solo film project, Here Art Thou. It was filmed in Ireland, and it features all kinds of great music, original material, Irish classics, old favorites, and Neil Byrne, who is using Here Art Thou as the basis for his U.S. tour. It's his first as a solo artist. So, where do we go to get it, and where can we see the project? Here Art Thou.
Well, if you were to go on to neilbyrnemusic.com, you will see on the page there, it'll show you it's a little trailer of the movie itself. And there's a link to Vimeo. It'll bring you onto Vimeo, and you can either purchase the actual concert itself, or you can rent it. So there's two options there. Mm-hmm. So that's basically how to access it. So it's neilbyrnemusic.com.
The name of the project is Here Art Thou. The artist is Neil Byrne. Now, Neil, you've worked really hard to achieve the level of success that you have. What would your advice be to a young person considering a career in music?
I've been asked that question a number of times, and there's so many kind of different ways, like different musicians that I work with, like the likes of my partner, Nicole. She's a fabulous violinist. She's classically trained, And she can be called for any show. She'll go and she'll read the music and she will play. As you know, she played with Celtic Thunder for years. I don't even read music. I don't, but I've always had a really good ear for it. That's the way I did it, just by ear, all the way up through my my years, and probably because that's the way my dad did it too. For me, and what my dad used to say to me, he used to say, "What you put in, you'll get out." You know, and he was so right. You know yourself, Rich. No matter what you do, what you put in, you get out. You know, I could say to a young musician, you know, go, and if you want to be a vocalist, go and get some. Find a really, really great vocal coach. Go to him or her and get some great lessons and keep that going. But then the next guy, you see, might be somebody that just has something, a character in his voice. He mightn't be a great singer, but he has a character in his voice that is just unique and just works beautifully, and people want to hear that character, and it's happened. That has happened for centuries, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas there's the other guy that has got all the training and becomes maybe a classical singer, and that works out for him. I would say to a young musician, follow what you really, really want to do. Because if you don't, you mightn't enjoy it as much. But whatever you're going to do as a musician, you're going to have to live and breathe that. And you're going to have to, I would say, sacrifice a little bit of, you know, not going out, going crazy with the friends and stuff like that. And even the girlfriends and the boyfriends and all that. If you can, just put in what you can, put in, you know, and you will get it out the other end. If you do that, there is no two ways about it, you will. Because if you become really, really good at what you do, it won't go unnoticed. I would always recommend that you try to play with musicians that are better than you at the time, because you learn from them.
Yeah.
You really learn from them. Something else my dad always said, he said, get in there with those guys. They're very experienced. And that was one thing, as I said, playing with my dad's band, I was lucky in that respect. But, you know, networking is a great thing to do, and it wasn't something I was good at, to be honest with you. I just found I did have a lot of luck on my side. I really did. But what you put in, you get out. I spent morning, noon and night when I was like a teenager in my room playing the guitar, and I was kind of well ahead of my years because I just played a lot. I played all the time. And yeah, you just get experience and just learning from other people. You know, I would say if you have something that you love your songwriting, you love to just play guitar, you love to play the violin, piano, you know, whatever your heart's in, follow that, but work really, really hard at it, but enjoy it at the same time, you know. That's probably the best advice I could give, you know. But if you do want to go down the world of maybe being, you know, a Broadway singer or a classical singer or something like that, get the very, very best coach you can possibly get, you know. Mm-hmm. I would say that if you want a real trained voice. Follow your intuition, you know. You can't go too far wrong if you do that, but work really hard at it. That's the best I can do anyway, Rich. That's the best I can say.
Well, it certainly has worked for you, no question about it. And I got to ask you here, what are the plans here of you and Nicole, who is not only an accomplished violinist, but an excellent singer? Any projects in the future that will team the two of you up? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were playing together, you know, through all the years of Celtic Thunder. And with Byrne and Kelly for 10 years, Nicole was with us too. Since we've had our two kids, I have a 1.5-year-old and a 3.5-year-old. Of course, when I go on tour, Nicole needs to be here with them, you know. And when Nicole plays a lot of music here around Ireland, and I'm with the girls then, you know. So we kind of have to do it. They're at that age. We can't bring the two of them out on tour, or we can't leave them either. One of us has to be here, of course. So it's a little bit like that at the moment. Nicole always still plays on recordings that I would play. She's great like that, you know. Mm-hmm. And we definitely do have plans for the future. I'd love her to come out and play on some of my shows. It would be fantastic, you know. So yeah, I think no doubt we'll definitely be back out again, without a doubt. You know, we'll get her out, because I know she'd love to. She really misses it too. You know. And we miss her too. So the website, once again, neilbyrnemusic.com is where you can go to get more information and to get information on how to download your solo project. Here art thou.
Absolutely, yes. A lot of the shows are private shows that people hire me to come and play at. Some of the smallest ones are 50 tickets, maybe 100 tickets, maybe 150 tickets, but they're lovely, intimate gigs. And everywhere I go are handpicked. Sometimes people have asked me, say, "Oh, is that a private show? Can we still go to it?" Absolutely, you can still go to it. It's not private as in private for the people that just own the venue or the house there. It's open to the public, whoever would like to go, you know. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I decided to keep the venues small, especially the first run that I'm doing, because the nature of the gig as well is a very, very intimate type of setting. I want to bring people kind of into my living room to talk about the backstories of all these songs and speaking to people and look into their eyes while I'm singing, you know, that type of thing, without sounding pretentious, but it is really lovely when you with that atmosphere, you know.
Oh, no doubt about it. And also these concerts are going to be good because parking will be available because you won't have all those tour buses taking up space.
That's it. Yes, I know. Yeah. Like I said, instead of 3 tour buses and three trucks, it'll be one car, so it should be okay that way. I don't even need a car park attendant, you know, so that's cool.
But I'm available to help out in case it gets goofy. You know, I can be the valet. I'll be your valet.
Thanks, Rich. That would be great. That would be great, just in case we need it. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Alrighty, Neil Byrne, I can't thank you enough for taking time to be with us, and continued success in your career, and of course, love to your family.
Thank you so much, Rich. I really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure being on your show. As you said, it's a chat. I love the chats here. I'm sitting in my old armchair here, you know, in County Wexford, just chatting away to you, and I've loved every minute of it. So thank you so much for having me.
Neil Byrne. You can get more information about Neil and follow his tour and his career on neilbyrnemusic.com. neilbyrnemusic.com. And please mark your calendar for 1 week from today for another Rich Conversation. I'm Rich Rennick, and thank you for making us a part of your day.
Sending from our darkened light, here art thou, O guiding light.